So it has become very apparent then after the other day at Donald Trump's speech when he invoked the wrong name of Ronny Jackson, the former doctor, the former Navy admiral that got busted down to captain because of his inappropriate behavior while being the White House physician, while apparently, ostensibly operating a pill mill out of the White House pharmacy. And Donald Trump called him Ronny Johnson multiple times. His name's Ronny Jackson. Donald Trump proclaims this guy to be his friend, can't remember his name. And it's obvious, getting to the point, it is very apparent that there has been damage control and scrambling on the part of the propagandists over at Fox News and other networks that support Donald Trump. Sean Hannity had him on the show last night to play damage control, to have Ronny Jackson or Ronny Johnson Jackson or Ronny Jackson Johnson, choose one you like, had him on to show his unwavering support for Donald Trump in an effort to disparage and diminish the current sitting president of the United States, Joe Biden. It's interesting, though, that it's such a clumsy effort because really when this is the hand you've been dealt and you're trying to defend Donald Trump, a clearly publicly weathering figure, you don't have much to work with. So I'm going to play this clip. And I guess we'll just talk about it on the other side. But it is bizarre, the script that has been delivered to Dum Dum, Ronny Johnson Jackson, and just listen to the things he's saying. And keep in mind that all of these things could absolutely just be applied to Donald Trump. If I inserted footage instead of what's being played by Sean Hannity, if I inserted footage of Donald Trump, the script would remain unchanged.
Sean, I think that they need to assign as a Biden whisperer, somebody that can figure out what he's saying. You might as well be trying to figure out what the dog's saying when they're barking at you at this particular point. This is a sad, desperate attempt to spin the reality of what's actually happening here and to try to get the American people to stop asking the question that they're asking now is what's wrong with this man, right? There is visibly something wrong with him. They can try to spin the last few days or weeks as much as they want.
That's a physician. That's a doctor who took an oath to do no harm, lying about apparently making a diagnosis of Joe Biden, having never examined him, having never administered the Montreal Cognitive Assessment, the MOCA, the one that Donald Trump aced multiple times. It's unethical behavior. But what would you expect from someone who is only adherent to loyalty to Donald Trump, even if at the cost of his own dignity? All of this is just nonsense. I think they need to assign a Biden whisperer, somebody who can figure out what he's saying. I tell you what, I volunteer. I'll be the Biden whisperer. It's easy to interpret, to figure out what he's saying, Ronny Johnson Jackson. Real easy. All you have to do is listen to the words he says, and then use your native tongue, your native language, English, to translate. It's not like reading through a Donald Trump transcript where you have no idea where he's going with what he's saying. And then once you get to where he got, you have no idea what he actually said. Like all of the words are English and they make sense individually, but placed one against another, they don't make sense. But you're a projection artist on top of being a disgraced physician and a liar. And all of this other stuff, there's something visibly wrong with him. Yeah, he's 80, 81, 82 years old. His joints are creaky. He walks a little abrupt because he's an old man. But cognitively, unless you're going to lie and put fake videos out, deceptively edited with the frame shrunk in where you don't see what's happening on the outside, we know what's going on. There's something visibly wrong with him. They can try to spin the last few days or weeks as much as they want. Spin what, dipshit? Spin what, disgraced broken down in rank douchebag. You are a propagandist, a bootlicker for Donald Trump, and your opinion is supposed to be taken certainly not at face value. You're talking to the shadow chief of staff of Donald Trump during his administration, chief propagandist at Fox News, and we're supposed to take your word. Now, of course, that is not the case. He's not speaking to me. He's not speaking to you. He's speaking to a low information Fox News audience that will lap up everything he says. Just as he's there to take whatever abuse and shame that Donald Trump doles out to him, Ronny Johnson Jackson, he's there to do the same thing to the Fox News audience, to question their intelligence, to cast aspersions upon how stupid they are, that they'll just gobble up whatever propaganda he feeds them. Propaganda, projection, that is all they have. And they also have a cadre of goofs who will surrender any dignity or shame that they might have in a normal situation and just bend the knee and kiss the ass of Donald Trump. Gross. I mean, even in an alternate universe where I could somehow understand doing it, it certainly wouldn't make sense for doing it to a Donald Trump. One of the worst, one of the weakest, one of the biggest cowards, one of the most stupid individuals, one of the most insane documented liars in the history of American politics. And that's saying something. What do you think? What do you think about Ronny Johnson Jackson? Ronny Jackson Johnson. This is a sad, desperate attempt to spin the reality of what's actually happening here and trying to get the American people to stop asking the questions that they're asking now is what's wrong with this man, right? Yeah, we are asking that question, Ronny Johnson Jackson. What is wrong with this man? What is wrong with this man? Or this man? Oh, my editor's going to have a fit that I'm just in the middle of talking, jumping around and doing things that I'll assume he'll know what to do with the space given. Anyway, what do you think? I'd love to know. You can leave a comment below. We can have a conversation there that'll trigger YouTube to give this content, deliver this content to new possible audience members, and I would appreciate that. You can also just call, leave me a voicemail, as many do, 714-576-4054. And of course, you can always email me, as always, daily@dollemore.com. Please consider supporting this work. Become a channel member for $2 a month. Go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. I would appreciate it very much. Follow me on social media if that's your thing. I'd love to see you there. I'm at Dollemore, and I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.